the last couple of years, but because the rules have changed, not only like in any other season, the points go back to zero, but also it is a new era in terms of technical innovation. Maybe somebody has found a silver bullet that proves to be the factor that changes everything, like in 2009 with Ross Brown. So we'll see. Hopefully we have found a silver bullet.
Fingers crossed. When we take off the wraps, this really will mark the new era of Formula One, won't it? I mean, this is a pivotal moment.
I think it's going to be a pretty exciting moment, and obviously Lewis Valtteri and I, we've seen the car. Lewis has driven it, and each of us was stunned when we saw the car first time. So everybody who is hooked in live now on Facebook and through the channels, various social media channels, is going to be
We've got an extra
amazed.
Cameraman here in Lewis.
Extra camera.
Wait till I get to the end of this. Toto, thank you so much. I'm going to now ask you to take a seat at the back of the garage because the boys have got an extra special job to do.
Maybe I'll set this up to join your camera.
Well, I'm going to have to move this camera because I'm going to take the people even closer to the car.
Now your head is just fully...
Oh
they
dear,
can't see.
I'm so sorry to all of the Lewis people out there.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Lewis, you to head over to that side of the car, Valtteri to this side. I'm going to move a tripod. Valtteri, you just stay here. I'm going to pop this here. Let me just move the camera so we get a very nice up-close and personal moment for everybody at home. Here we go.
Oh, the camera's right here.
Camera's right there.
So
We're 360. Everywhere's everywhere. Valtteri, I'm going to ask you to take a seat next to the boss there. Don't worry, you're not being put into the naughty corner. Lewis, let's have a chat over here.
Let's do it.
Let's have a chat. I'm going to put the camera just there. I think that's all good. Come and join me down here, Lewis. I'm going to crouch down. I'm getting all agile in my old age. I think we're going to talk. No, you join me over there.
Oh, yeah,
we
sorry.
have a chat with
There's
each
a
other.
360 camera.
I know, it's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Nowhere, we're not safe anywhere. So I think I want to know, and I know everyone wants to know at home, what does it feel like to drive this new car, please?
In all honesty, well, firstly, it's as I just mentioned earlier, it's so exciting to see this thing come together. You know, these guys are working on the wind tunnel, and then they have this jig, which is obviously not the real carbon fiber, you know, fast prototype parts, and see it all come together, do the seat fit over the winter, and then in the last couple of days, see bit by bit just appearing out of all the different departments, you know, all finished, and then somehow they just all slot in perfectly. Small mods need to be made, but yeah, so driving today, I mean, naturally the car feels wider, which it is obviously. So the front tires obviously feel huge. There's quite a lot of grip already, just in the cold conditions here.
Well, let's talk about the physicality of the car, because we've spoken endlessly about how you've had to prepare physically going into the season. Did you get a sense of that, the different forces on your body driving around?
Well, this is not a test. So this is really the laps that I did today. We're behind a vehicle to get some filming in, and then it's really kind of just a shakedown. So you do a couple of slow laps just to see if the car will run. And so it's not actually a test, but at the end I got to try and go a little bit faster in some places, but it's so gusty here, so it's quite tricky. And it's wet, the track as well, so I was on slicks, damp track. But yeah, I mean, the car honestly just feels almost identical to last year's car in terms of the ergonomics, so the seat position, the steering, but then you just got this bigger, more powerful beast around you.
More powerful beast, I love that phrase. People worrying they're not going to see a side view of the car. You will, do not worry, we will have that.
I'm showing you some side stuff.
You say it feels a bit like last year's car, but obviously bigger. A question for you here actually is, do you get that relationship with the car instantly, or is that going to take a bit of time, a little bit next week in Barcelona, first and second test, and then in Melbourne, or is that sort of something you get automatically?
No, the relationship finding the limits of the car is the big question mark. It's, where is the limit of the car? Where are the limit of the tires? At what point is the car going to roll over the tire and oversteer or understeer or lock up? So that's what we have to do. So you basically have to learn to kind of walk as fast as you can before you can run. And the best, when we get to Barcelona, that's really where that comes into play. And then we've got to understand how to switch these tires on, if it's a 1-lap tire or two warm-up laps or more, and then how long the tires last, how you utilize the life of the tires over a long run. So we'll get into you know, part through the test, we'll get into race runs, which is grueling because, you know, that's you go in, you're doing your pit stops. There's practice for everyone. Tires are bigger and heavier, so the mechanics are going to have to be bulking up a little bit to be able to lift these tires.
They're going to be working out in the gym as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Lewis, thank you so much. We will talk more later on this afternoon as well. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to take a seat over where Valtteri is, and if Valtteri comes and joins me on this side of the car, I will come and join you. We're just going to move this out of the way so I don't trip and hurt myself. Lewis is still being our cameraman today. Let me pick up the camera.
Okay.
So this is your first ever Silver Arrows. Come on over. Come closer to me. Does it feel real now that you're seeing it in the flesh?
I think now it does. You know, it's there. I'm going to drive the car in less than an hour, I think. So it does feel real, and I'm just amazed how good the car is looking.
It does look good, and a lot of people have said that the cars this year are going to look faster standing still. I know that sounds a little bit of a daft thing to say, but racier in the garage. What part of the car do you think really contributes to that?
Well, what I really like about this is how clean it looks, but at the same time there's massive amount of detail in all of the areas, you know, the rear end, around the barge boards, the front wing, all these details, all the development that has been done, and how far everything has been taken with this car. It looks cool, and can't wait to drive it.
Well, we've had a comment on Facebook from Scott talking about the fin, because that's something that the team hasn't gone for, but we've seen cars launch over the week that have got the fin at the back. We've obviously got the fin in the car, but no fin. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, looks good like this. I think there's no need for that.
Yeah.
At least at this point, obviously. Yeah, every team is now launching the cars. For sure, many teams have had different approaches, but at this point of the season, I'm very confident the team has taken a good direction with everything. But obviously, massive amount of work being done to achieve this and design the car exactly like this.
And a very proud moment for you when you roll out of the garage in a couple of hours' time in this car, a total new livery, a whole new feeling, and just, I guess, a lot of pride.
Yes, it is a big day for me. Driving a Silver Arrow for the first time, it is something very special. So yeah, I've been waiting for this moment now quite a while, when we've been preparing with the engineers for this day, but obviously also for the test for a long time. So.
And then preparing for that elusive win, Valtteri.
Exactly.
The first win in one of these vehicles.
Exactly.
Valtteri, thank you so much. We're going to wander this way. I'm going to ask you to go over and join Lewis so you teammates can sit together. Toto, come and join me over at the Q&A station. We will get you linked up over here. If I can get you just to stand over there, my good friend. So the car looks different. There is a different livery. There's a little bit of blue that I'm noticing has crept in this year, and I'm guessing that's not by chance.
You've well noticed that.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a graphic designer.
Yeah, it's actually a good question. It's a new brand for Mercedes-Benz, which is going to be implemented in all plug-in hybrid cars on the road. And why we like it, it stands for electric intelligence.
Very nice. The EQ bit. So, okay, the EQ Power Plus. I'm getting there. Very good.
So we're having that on the car first time, and I think it's great on the car.
So there's a lot of synergy then between your road cars and the Formula 1 cars, because some people try and work out how it does relate, but it really is something that you are implementing on the road as well with Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, I hope there's synergies in terms of intelligence in the road cars and intelligence in the race cars, but there is a lot of technology transfer in both directions. Actually, not only from the race car into the road car, but also in the other way around. We get helped an awful lot by Stuttgart. We've had situations where they just gave us the solutions, and it goes both ways, so it's a great collaboration.
Fantastic. Look at them just chattering away there, our new teammates. I think this is fantastic. I can imagine there's a little bit of nerves creeping in now, because you know we're all inside the garage. We've been given exclusive access for this first official sighting of the car, but outside, the world's media is waiting to get a glimpse of the car for the first time. A little bit of nerves, like you're showing your new baby off?
I'm not sure they're still there because of the gusts of winds.
They may have blown away. They may have blown away.
Yes, of course. It's the first time you want to show the product that everybody in the factories in Brixworth and in Brackley has put together and developed, and it's really looking looking fantastic. So showing it to the world and showing it to the media is something that we are very excited about.
Well, I tell you what.
Here come the boys.
Here come the boys, exactly. We've almost run out of time. We've got one of our fantastic mechanics opening up the rollers. Boys, do come on over. Lewis and Valtteri, come on over. The mechanics are going to come in now and put the wraps back on the car. Valtteri, you will be next up. Come on down through here, guys. Come this way. Valtteri, you'll be next up in the car this afternoon. Lewis has had his go. Toto, come on down. Anything that you're expecting from this first run? Obviously, it's here the boys come, the wraps are going on. Anything you're expecting from this first run in the car with Valtteri, Toto?
Yeah, it's the first time he drives a silver arrow where Lewis had a little bit of experience, won some championship with the car, and I think it has an aura. The car stands for a lot of history for Mercedes-Benz, so first time driving, I think it's a good feeling, no?
It is, yeah.
Here it goes out onto the start-finish straight. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me this afternoon, because I know launch day is always very, very busy. We'll be going live again throughout the afternoon. Toto will be back with us at 2:40 for a live Q&A. We'll also have Lewis, Valtteri, and also some of the brains that have helped design the car this year. Andy Cowell from HPP Brixworth and Aldo Costa, one of the engineering directors. Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back later.
Thank you, guys.